Okay, thank you very much. They've asked me to speak a little bit about the job numbers, and the job numbers just came out, and they're horrible. And I say that not happily, I say that very unhappily. But the numbers are horrible. It's just these people are destroying our country. Here's another sign of it.
83,500 total jobs left Wisconsin during my predecessor's term. That's not on my watch. We're determined to turn it around. Thus far, since we've come to office, we've created, and with the governor's overwhelming leadership, we've created over 178,000 jobs in Wisconsin. We're going to create more here in Racine, and big time.
If you had told me that the unemployment rate after COVID was going to be back down to 4% or lower.
Yeah. Lowest in 50 years, isn't it?
Absolutely. And if you had told me that 15 million jobs would have been created, that wages are higher now than they were pre-pandemic.
Yeah. And the most jobs created in history, correct?
In this 4-year period, yeah.
Oh, that's gonna hurt!
You know, when things are going well, there's a short list of people that you want to speak on behalf of the positive impact that you've made. You know, your mom, a pastor, a priest, and Barack Obama.
So Trump attended a groundbreaking here where we are for Foxconn. He promised 13,000 jobs, and only about 1,000 of those actually exist right now. So I know you're promising more than 2,000 union construction jobs, and that 100,000 people are going to get trained in AI here. Why should people here believe that you will succeed at creating jobs where Trump failed?
He's never succeeded in creating jobs, and I've never failed. I've created over 15 million jobs since I've been president. 15 million in 3.75 years. And secondly, Microsoft is a serious player, and they're very much engaged in making sure that they pick this area as sort of the home base for their AI initiative in the nation. And they're gonna do it. And just like, and by the way, well, I shouldn't go into it, but Trump he started off with the golden shovels, you know.
For the groundbreaking.
For the groundbreaking. And talked about this being, you know, the eighth wonder of the world. When has he ever done anything he said? I'm not being facetious. Think about it. He started off, he lost, other than Herbert Hoover, he's the only other president who lost more jobs than created.
As President Biden makes his way to Wisconsin this week, specifically Racine County, place in which his administration helped jumpstart a $3.3 billion artificial intelligence data center by Microsoft that is expected to create more than 2,000 tech jobs and further 2,300 construction jobs, all while fulfilling the empty promises of his predecessor.
If I'm elected, you won't lose one plant. You'll have plants coming into this country. You're going to have jobs again. You won't lose one plant. I promise you that.
The $10 billion Foxconn investment in an LCD plant in Racine County that never arrived. That land remains mostly empty.
Those jobs have left Ohio. They're all coming back. They're all coming back.
A large American factory stopped production today after more than half a century. 1,600 workers at the General Motors plant in Lordstown, Ohio, are affected by this.
It's hard to even fathom that I'm not going to be coming back tomorrow.
No more empty factories that sit there and rot.
Operations at GM's Warren transmission plant end today.
All the people that are left inside know this is their last shift here.
Said predecessor who continues to lie during courthouse rotundas about jobs and manufacturing numbers.
Look at the futures, first of all. We're up 477 points on the Dow, 56 points for the S&P, and the NASDAQ roaring ahead by 270 points. That's 1.5% for the NASDAQ. Big gain right there.
But if there's one person well equipped to provide a perfect retort, outside of the current administration, of course, it is former President Barack Obama. Yes, that's right, Donald. Former president.
Right, it's all coming through Iran, and Obama he doesn't want to talk about it. He doesn't even mention them in his statements. It's all coming through Iran.
Well, you mean President Biden. So,
as he perfectly summarized the almost incomprehensible job that President Biden has done to not only stabilize the train wreck economy that he inherited, but to continue to grow it. While appearing on the SmartList podcast alongside both President Biden and former President Bill Clinton, Obama laid bare the resuscitation efforts of this administration, jumpstart an economy that was in the toilet when they inherited it. Not only bringing back jobs that were lost during the pandemic, building upon those jobs and growing wages past the point of pre-pandemic numbers, generating more jobs than countless previous Republican presidents combined.
First of all, you guys are exactly right. Joe's got an unbelievable record of accomplishment.
Stunning.
If you had told me that the unemployment rate after COVID was going to be back down to 4% or lower.
Yeah. Lowest in 50 years, isn't it?
Absolutely. And if you had told me that 15 million jobs would have been created, that wages are higher now than they were pre-pandemic.
Yeah. And the most jobs created in history, correct?
In this 4-year period, yeah.
Losing it. Step by step, you're losing it.
But Mr. President, your thoughts on the unionization that's happening down south, the interest that we're seeing in Tennessee with Volkswagen workers, it seems like it's catching on. It's not just a Detroit thing.
Well, it could be happening. I mean, it's going to be happening, but you got to be very careful about what's going to happen in 2 years from now when China wants to take all of the jobs, because frankly, then union or non-union, everybody's going to be hurt.
Just a little bit of some information, some fact-checking. According to the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, our state, Michigan, actually gained 24,000 manufacturing jobs between January of 2021 and May of last year. That's actually tied for 7th in the country. And so this notion that the auto industry in Detroit is falling apart and that we need Mr. Trump's help may not be as on point as he would like or some of his supporters would like.
And listen, I've said this many times, guys. There are plenty of areas in which the current administration has fallen short on and should be held to account for. The economy is not one of them. That's just the facts, regardless of which way you spin it or which side of the political realm you lean.
Wait, but I want to challenge the premise. You said the economy, 13.1 million jobs he's created. More.
These are post-COVID jobs. Okay. You know that.
Well,
I mean, that's an artificial number.
But no. Then let me stipulate this as an opportunity to engage civilly on this.
Okay.
Fair point. Your president, Donald Trump, lost 2.6 million jobs during his 4 years. We've created 13.1 million. Fine, you can maintain a COVID frame. How about the fact that Joe Biden's created more jobs, 6 times more jobs than the previous 3 Republican presidents combined?
Are you going to tell me
Sean,
that the average family, where we have 2/3 of Americans now living paycheck to paycheck,
it was 70% under Trump? That was 70%. It was 70% under Donald Trump.
Pre-COVID, we had the lowest unemployment rate for every demographic.
Now, we have the lowest black unemployment in history, and you and I are living with the lowest unemployment in our lifetime, Sean.
We had it for every demographic, and the economy was
black unemployment's record low under Joe Biden.
Okay. We had historic low after historic low under Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. I mean, but he's
what I don't want to have
Trump's clock, Biden, in terms of the progress in job creation. Look at what he's done on jobs.
What would you grade?
While Republicans, under the guidance of their fearless cult leader, pray for an economic crash, for the stock market to crash, for gas prices to go up, for inflation to return, Democrats are investing in things that are actionable and will benefit everyday Americans in the future, such as the investment in Wisconsin, which Trump promised he would deliver on, but of course paid nothing but lip service to. And the reason I highlight the investment in Wisconsin is because it's indicative of the difference between both political parties.
When my predecessor came to Racine with the promise of, quote, reclaiming our country's proud manufacturing legacy. In fact, he came here with your Senator, Ron Johnson, literally holding a golden shovel, promising to build the 8th wonder of the world. Are you kidding me?
So, Peter, this new AI Microsoft thing, $3 billion, big job creators, that's in Racine. Isn't that the same town that Foxconn said, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, we're going to build a big plant, and they never did?
Yes, and that was a huge Trump announcement back then, and he said that the factory was going to be the 8th wonder of the world, but then Foxconn decided to really scale back their plans, and the land is still available, so Microsoft is going in.
It's going to be good for those people.
One promises a whole lot, but delivers on very little. In fact, they have broken records for the least amount of bills passed while having a majority, whereas the other just delivers.
This administration has been enormously helpful. A project like this, it requires the bipartisan infrastructure bill that was passed, the chips that will be produced in America through the Chips and Science Act, the clean technology that will benefit from the Inflation Reduction Act, this administration's commitment to safe and secure AI and cybersecurity more broadly. So we're pleased with the work we've done at the national level, all the way to the state with Governor Evers, the local village and county of Racine, everybody has to work together. At the end of the day, that's how you get things done, whether you're a business or anybody else.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Midas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.